Hey YouTubers, Dave from the Centurion's Review. I have 1500 here and I'm going to do a playthrough of the Solitaire version. We're using the Spain AI deck here. And for my own cards, I'm just using the standard deck that came with. I'm going to be quick here because these videos take forever to upload, especially if they're more than a half hour long. So, first thing we do, we both have a royal support of 4, which means we both start with 4 cards. So I start with 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are the 4 cards I start with. And the AI deck, they start with 4 too. Notice this card here is green. It says loyalty. The green means that you play it at the beginning of the turn, then the effect lasts for the entire turn. It says your colonies cannot be struggled or reduced, exception plague ship. So I can't reduce any of the opponent's colonies, which is no big deal because I don't have any out right now. So I will start my turn. And I'll play colonist, build or reduce a total of 3 colonies. So I'll build 3 colonies. 1, 2, 3, and that gives me a region monopoly. We'll explain that later. And these 3 cards I have left, I don't wish to play any of them. So on the top right corner, you can use these to add to your royal support points. So this will add 1, 2, 3 total royal support points, bringing me up to 5. Which means next turn I'll start with 5 cards. You want your royal support points to be as high as possible because it's always good to start with more cards. Let me zoom in here. Alright, so you can see I got a regional monopoly here. So at the end of the turn, I score 3 points for having 3 colonies. And then for the regional monopoly, I get 2 more. So I have 5 points now. And now the AI can start. Let's start with the first card. If they can play it for its text, for what its text says it can do, they do that. Otherwise, they leave it and go on to the next card, and when they get back to it, they'll just play it to adjust royal support points. But this says struggle all colonies that are not yours, gain points for struggling. So struggles this, and they get 3 points right here. And we'll move on to the next card. Remove up to 3 colonies from 1 region, minimum 2. That actually helps me. We'll explain that later. So we'll remove my 3 colonies. And the third one he can't play because there's no isolation cards to discard, so he'll just use it to add 1 royal support point. And at the end of the turn, he gets 0 points because he put 0 colonies down. So it's the next turn, so we'll move the turn track up. And I will get 5 cards, and the AI will only get 4 because his royal support is 4. Oh, and this gets discarded at the end of the turn. Alright, he's got another loyalty card, so that will be in effect for the whole turn. So I will go first. If I had any struggling colonies at the beginning of the turn, I would lose 1 point for each one, and then after that, I'm allowed to remove any of my colonies if I wish, and if I had any struggling ones, I would. So now let me play my cards here and see what I can do. Build up to 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. That sounds like a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even notice I have all 3 of the jewels now. Oops, that's not a colony, that is. So I have all 3 jewels, so that will give me an export monopoly and an extra 2 points at the end of the turn. Iron Grip, I'm going to play that. Should I play that? Yeah, I'll play that later. War, I'm just going to use it for its royal support points to move me up 1. Blight, I'll use that for the -2 to move him down 1 royal support point. And Plague Ship, I'm not going to play it all this turn. I'm going to save it for next turn. So at the end of the turn, I count up my colonies. I have 5 of them, plus I have 1 export monopoly, which would normally be 2 points, but I'm going to play this card, so it's 4. So I get a total of 9 points. So I was at 5, so now I'm at 14. So I put 1 in the tens column and 1 in the 4 here to signify I have 14 points. And now the AI goes, replace up to 5 struggling colonies. There are none, so he can't play that. Build up to 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. That he can play. And he's got another one allowing him to build up to 5 colonies in each of the other regions, so his cards are really helping him. Alright, since he couldn't play this, he's going to play it for his royal support points, so that gives a +1. Which moves him up 1 on the royal support track, but fortunately he's still only at 4. Now we'll count his points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 10 colonies, so that's 10 points. Let's see if he has any export monopolies. He's got gold, so that brings him to 12. And he's got lumber, that brings him to 14. So he gets a total of 14 points, which brings him to 17. So now the evil AI player is in the lead. And we move the turn track down 1. And I start out, I have no struggle, or excuse me, before that happens, we discard this. And we draw cards. I draw 6, but I have 1 card already, so I'm going to have to discard 1. I'm going to discard that one, keep these. And the AI has 4 cards. Let's see if any of them are green cards. No, he has no green cards. So I'll start. Let's see what I can do here. Uprising, remove exactly 1 colony from each of the 5 regions. That's a good idea. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that helped me a lot. And then right after that I'll play spread out to build 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. So 1 there. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And he used isolation to move him down. It would move him down 2, but he can only move down 1, so he just moves down 1. And Rescue Voyage, I'm just going to discard for the +1 to move up my royal support. And I'm going to do the same with Marauders to move it up to 1. So now I'm at 7, so next turn I should get 7 cards. And let's count points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have any export monopolies? I do have jewels. So that brings me up to 12. But I don't have spice. I don't have fruit. So I just get 12 points. So I was at 14, so now I'm at 26 points. And now the AI will start his turn. Gain 1 point for each struggling colony. There's no one to target, so he can't do that. Struggle up to 2 of each of the other players' colonies, minimum 1 per player. So he will struggle 2 of mine, so I guess do that that one, and that one. And he's got the same card again. So he'll struggle 2 more of mine. This and this. And then he's got Iron Grip. He gains 1 point for each of his successful colonies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he gains 5 points. So that brings him from 17 to 22. And hoarding supplies. He's got a... Alright, so now the AI will gain 1 point for each struggling colony. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4 more points. So that brings him to 30. And so it's the end of his turn. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for his colonies. And then he gets 4 more because 4 of my colonies are struggling. And he has no monopolies. So he's at... Oops, I brought the wrong counter down before. So he's at... Oops. So he's at 36 now. Sorry, I had to figure that out. I had screwed up the math. So end of turn goes to 1635. And royal support, I have 7, so I will draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have to discard 1 because I have the had the plague ship already. I'll get rid of embargo. And the AI gets 4. Oops. Alright, so this effect occurs in the AI's favor. Decrease every other player's points by their royal support, so I lose 7 points. So I go from 26 to 19. And let me start my... okay, so the beginning of the turn, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 struggling colonies, so I lose 4 points. And then I have the option of removing any colony, so obviously I'm going to get rid of these struggling ones since they're hurting me. And now I can start my turn as normal. Remove all colonies from one region, we'll get rid of that. This one I'll just play for the +1 to move my royal support up 1. Keep that. Revolt, I'll just get rid of that. Move my royal support up to maximum of 8. War, I'm going to hang on to... let me think here. War, I'm going to discard to struggle this colony. So it reduces it actually, so it moves it to struggling. If it was at struggling, it would have gotten rid of it. Plague ship I'm going to hold on to. And this I'm going to play just to struggle one of the enemy's colonies. So as far as points, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then plus the ones I struggled, so that's 7, 8. And I do have 1 export monopoly, so that's 10. So I go from 15 to 25. Now the AI goes, build up to 5 colonies, minimum 3. That's a good card for the AI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's another good one for him. Remove up to 3 colonies, then build up to 3 colonies. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so the AI has having a lot of success. In a region where you have a successful colonies, replace colonies that are not yours with successful colonies of your own. So he'll do it in this one. Alright, I made a mistake at the beginning of the turn. I should have taken 2 points off for him for having these struggling colonies, and then he automatically removes them. So, anyhow, at the end of the turn, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 11 there. 11 colonies, and let's see if he has any export. Or he has 1 regional monopoly, so that's 13. 2 regional monopolies, 15, 17. He's got the export monopoly of gold, so that's 19. And that's it, so he got 19 points. So he was at 34, so he's at 53 now. Alright, next turn, 1670. I will start with 8 cards. I'll get rid of the I'll get rid of these 2 cards so I have exactly 8. Or actually, I'm going to... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is from last turn. So I'm going to play Disease. Struggle 6 adjacent colonies. So 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, that will hurt the AI big time. I will play this to struggle 1 more colony. I'll do this to struggle 1 more. And that to struggle another, and that to struggle another. So I get 1 first. So for struggling colonies, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 10 points for that, and 2 points for my colonies. So that's 12 points total. So I go from 25 to 37. And oh, I forgot to draw the AI's cards. Alright, so these 2, sorry I screwed that up, they should have been in play. So I struggled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I struggled 10 of his colonies, so he's going to gain 10 points right off the bat. And then I would lose 8 points, so that brings me to 29. Alright, so this really helps him gain... so at the beginning of his turn, he immediately loses points for his struggling colonies. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he loses 10 points. And then he removes the struggling colonies. Sorry, I got a little out of order there. So he can't play that because there's no struggling colonies. Build up to 4 colonies. That he can do. And he will play this to move my royal support down 2. So at the end of the turn he gets 4, and then 4 for his or 5 rather, including this one, for his colonies, and then he has a regional monopoly, so he gets 7 points. So he was at 53, so now he's at 60. And we move this to 1695, and these go away. Alright, so I will draw 7. Keep those 2. Keep that. And that. And he's got a royal support of 4. So 2, 3. Alright. So he's got loyalty. I can't struggle or reduce him. That's going to hurt me bad. And when he tallies, he gains 2 royal support for every colony he has on a gold area rather. So, this is a problem. Overconfident, he will lose 5 points for having 5 colonies on the map. Build 1 colony in each of the 5 regions. 1. I'll play these 2 to build 2 more colonies. And at the end of the turn, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Regional monopoly is 10, and then I got fruits, that's 12. So I go from 29 to 41. Alright, AI goes. He doesn't have any struggling colonies or anything. So he goes to play this, struggle up to 6 colonies, minimum 4, but I'm going to play Fate out of my hand to cancel it. And then he's going to play this, and I will just, I'll just let him play it. It doesn't matter because the game's over, essentially. So he's not going to play it, but he's actually playing it for its royal support cost. So he's got 5, and he's got 2, an export monopoly, so 7. And at the end of the game, you lose points for any struggling colonies you have, which is none of us, so it's game over. So I had 41, and the enemy had 63, so the AI won. Well, I hope this showed you how to play the game Solitaire, or at least see what it's like. It's pretty simple to play, and I enjoy it quite a bit. Thanks for watching, and please click like on this video and subscribe to my channel.